What's up, my love? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Maya if this is your very first time here. So today, y'all, we are going to be doing this full coverage foundation routine. We have been focusing a lot on skin lately, but sis, it's been a quick little minute since we have gone in full coverage, contoured, highlighted up, and that's what we are doing today. Today's video is in partnership with Lancome, so thank you to them for sponsoring us. We are going to be using the Galore Ultra Wear foundation today. A lot of you guys have been asking me throughout the months, the years about this foundation, and we're using it today. Before we hop into the video, please make sure that you hit subscribe below if you have not yet, so that you are updated when new videos come out. Also, make sure that you hit that notification bell as well, so that you are updated when new videos go up. All right, my love, let's hop into this full coverage beat. What's up, my loves? So today we are going to be doing a full coverage beat, baby, and we already did the brows. I'm going to throw on my Milk Hydro Grip primer, my favorite primer. Obviously, I'm at the top. I do have a new one that we're gonna be busting out soon, but anyway, I feel like it has been a nice little second since we have done a complete full coverage foundation routine, and I have been using a different foundation that I have never actually introduced on my channel. So I know a lot of people love this foundation, so I'm excited to finally be using it on my channel, but I have been using it for a quick little second recently, and sis, it's a banger. Today we are going to be using the Lancome Galore Ultra Wear foundation. And thank you to Lancome for sponsoring today's video. I'm sure you guys are familiar with this foundation. This foundation is bomb. I've been loving it lately, so I've been really excited to do this video and show it to you guys. If you are unfamiliar with this foundation, here is the packaging. Really cute frosted packaging. This foundation is up to 24 hours of wear, sis. So you know when it's summertime, we need that. I do have a shade that I've been loving. The shade I've been loving is 510 Suede C. I've been loving this shade, y'all. This has been my go-to, but I do have two other shades, so I'm gonna show you guys real quick how I do shade match myself and how I found this shade for myself. And then we gonna apply it onto the face. I probably shouldn't have put this necklace on if I was about to shade match, but don't mind me. So the first shade I'm going to swatch is 500 Suede Warm. You guys know I love to match right here because I like to match between my neck and my chest, so everything is one shade. So that's that one. The next one is 510 Suede Cool. And then the next one that I also have, which I feel is a little too dark to warm for me, is 540 Suede Warm. But this foundation does have 50 shades, it says. 50, so pretty much everyone can find their shade. So these are the three shades that we are working with, and if we start to blend them out, I feel like that middle shade is the best match for me, because you see how it just starts to blend out into the skin and just starts to disappear. She the one. And I'm gonna zoom us in so you can really see how it applies and the coverage and all that jazz. So I'm just gonna go ahead and blot this all over the face first. Y'all know how I do, nothing different there, just to kind of spread it around, put it where I need it to be, and then we can blend it out with the brush. But the thing girl, it is the coverage for me, sis. Do y'all see how that is just covering up everything? Y'all know I have redness underneath my nose here, and on this side, it has disappeared. I absolutely love this foundation, and the reason that I love it is the coverage, because y'all know, I don't need foundation, but I love it, and I absolutely love and can appreciate a foundation that really gives me the coverage that I need, and that really just covers up everything that I needed to cover up. Not that I have a whole lot to cover up, but girl, look, when you're trying to go full coverage, you want to go full coverage, and that is my most favorite thing about this foundation. I don't have to work too hard to get the coverage that I need, and I also don't have to keep dipping back into squirts of the foundation. Like, I don't feel like I need to continue to build it up. That first little piece of coverage is all that I needed. I just want to show you guys how the skin is looking with this foundation. It is the coverage for me, baby. Of course, we're gonna go in and highlight and contour and get everything together, but I absolutely love it. For me, it does have somewhat of a matte finish, so it dries down a little bit. I mean, y'all know with my oily skin, baby, that is a plus. And I also love that this does have SPF in it. This summer, y'all know I've been drilling into you the importance of making sure your skin is protected, and this shade that I have here does have broad spectrum SPF 15. So we always want to make sure we are protecting our skin, especially when we are wearing all of this foundation and stuff in the sun. But even if you ain't got makeup on, you need to make sure you got on your SPF. Okay, don't say I ain't tell y'all, don't be blaming me. In the description box, I did leave a magic link so you guys can check out this foundation at Ulta Beauty. Make sure you guys check that out. And thank you again to Lancome for sponsoring your girl today. So we are going to contour today, baby. It's been a while since we contoured. And when I contour, or when I'm highlighting and contouring, I do want to contour first because I feel like that really gives me that snatch that I need. Instead of going in with light first and then trying to correct, I feel like doing the deeper shade first really does help, you know, the process. So I'm going into my Fenty Beauty Match Stick. This is in the shade Espresso. I'm gonna warm it up on the back of my hand because she got a little tug to her. I am going to contour. I am going to bring it there, here. We are going to just do a little U there so that we can blend that downwards. And then I'm also going to just draw a line on both sides of my nose coming down from my brow. One thing I have been loving a lot more lately with my contouring or bronzing or whatever is when I'm really paying attention, because y'all know sometimes I just be moving, doing stuff. But when I'm really paying attention, I love to bring this down. It just creates that, you know, like that real snatched look. So first I'm just gonna go in and blend this out. I have a lot of people who ask me about this brush in particular. This is a Morphe E63. I like to use it for foundation application and to blend out like a contour cream bronzer. But you guys know that I have been mentioning it. Where do my matchstick go that fast? Maya, found it. I have been mentioning that I took so many tips from my Lori Harvey Vogue makeup tutorial recreation video, and I absolutely love just the fact that she used a matchstick in that video, and she blended it out with a sponge. We ain't doing that, but I have been loving to blend it out with a sponge as well, but I am just gonna continue to use this brush. And I feel like it's not totally popular anymore to be, you know, full coverage out, but baby, sometimes the girls out here, y'all trying to be beat, like beat, not skin beat. Y'all trying to be beat. I gotta look out for you guys. So I'm taking a fluffy blending brush, eyeshadow blending brush, and diffusing this nose contour. I'm trying not to take it away, but I do want to diffuse it, of course, because we don't want this line of demarcation down our face. Okay, so if I had a choice to pick any concealer, full coverage concealer to do my full coverage routine with, and y'all, I ain't put my necklace back on. Hold up. Okay, so if I could choose, it would be Infallible Full Wear from L'Oreal. I'm running out a little bit. Smidge, but I love this concealer for full coverage. I absolutely love it. I'm gonna try to get out as much as I can because I am running out, because I use this a lot. I use this a lot. And I'm gonna Maya, you tried it. Y'all, there is nothing in here. Oh my god. Because for me, it's not even just the full coverage of the concealer, it's also the shade. The shade that I use in this is 415 Honey, but I'm going to mix this with my Maybelline, and this is in the shade 50 Cafe. It's slightly lighter than the other one, so bear with me on that, but I would recommend using L'Oreal for your full coverage bead, sis. That is my recommendation. Full coverage bead, L'Oreal Infallible. Y'all, I've been having a thing about putting extra concealer on my forehead recently. It might be because I feel like I don't blend it out as well as I should be able to at this stage of my life. But as of late, I have been kind of taking the excess off of my sponge or whatever I'm using and putting that on my forehead versus actually slapping concealer onto my forehead. So we're gonna see how that works today. I feel like with full coverage though, sometimes I do have to actually go in with the concealer Do y'all see how we created that little swoop of the nose right there? Yeah, love that. Okay, let's see how this does if we just put the excess here. I just feel like that helps with my blendability. Like, look, you know what I'm saying? Like, you see it, right? Even though we didn't go in and actually put the product there, I feel like that works better for me. I'm also gonna take a little bit of the excess and put it underneath where our contour is. I have gotten away from actually going in with concealer under here because I have started to feel as though that not only doesn't look the best, but I feel like if I tell y'all to do that, I'm kind of setting you up for failure because that's a very hard thing to be able to master, because I have not even mastered that yet to make it look good. Taking that excess, the same as we did on the forehead, I feel gives a more natural, even though we ain't going for natural, it gives a more blendable look. That's the word. I'm just gonna go ahead and reinforce this nose contour real quick. Make sure it's looking how I want her to look, and also diffuse those lines in between the darker shade and the lighter shade. Y'all already see that we are doing all the things that we ain't been doing lately on this tutorial because it is full coverage. We're not so much focused on the skin being skin. We focusing on beating it up, okay? So we gonna brighten it. Y'all know where this was going. I'm gonna take my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This is in tan and neutral, and I'm just going to go in a little bit under the eyes. As you guys know, I usually do. I kind of try to keep it at the corners, and then I'll blend that down and out, and then I'll hit a little bit down the nose just to give the nose a bit of a highlight, and then we're gonna blend that out as well. Doing this just gives your full coverage beat just you know, it just pulls it together and gives it a different type of look. Also, please note, y'all, I did do an updated everyday makeup routine recently. This ain't it. This is not every day for me. Not anymore. I used to be, but not anymore. I do not go full coverage every day. But when I do want to go full coverage, this is a lot of what it looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and put this Maybelline concealer on my eyes because we're looking a little needy in that area. So I'm gonna just make my eyes pretty much match everything else by just throwing some concealer on top. We're gonna go ahead and powder it down. I ain't even gonna mention what powder I'm using because y'all already know. I'm gonna go ahead and with my translucent and push that in with my sponge underneath my eyes and my nose and my lip and my chin. And I really want this nose to really pop highlight wise, so I am just gonna go in to the sides and make sure that I take off the excess powder where I don't want it to be. Because lately I've been loving that this nose contour situation, I like for it to be kind of the center of attention on the face as far as sculpting is concerned. So I have been letting it, you know, do its thing, letting it bake a little bit. Then I'm taking a deeper powder and I am going to set the rest of the face loosely. This one I'm not pressing, and this is nothing new. You guys have seen me do this so many times. I do this whether it's full coverage, whether it's skin coverage, you know, this is what I do. You gotta set the whole face, sis. Do not just set the highlighted areas. We need to set everything. I'm gonna go ahead and dust off my nose. I don't want it to bake too long. I just want to make sure that I have that brightness snatch of the nose. And now we are going to reinforce that with a product that I feel is all of the time very unappreciated. And that's a contour palette. So I am actually going to be using this Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette. And I am gonna take the contour shade right here and just start to layer it on top of that darker concealer, that matchstick. But you want to be light on this. Same way we want to be light with like a bronzer, you know, because y'all know I get a little carried away sometimes. I, even myself, am trying to make sure I'm intentional about just being a little smidget lighter with the product. It's also important to use a brush, I feel like, that's big enough, fluffy enough, that it diffuses the product. Diffuses it to the point to where it doesn't look so line, you know what I'm saying? Just like you drew a line right there. Then I'm going to take that same brush and start to lightly go over what I already have there. Now, the one thing that I love about this contour palette in particular is the fact that it does have a deeper sculpting shade. Sometimes it's hard to find a shade that really matches the skin tone and is not going to make you look super, super bright. So I like to use this one right underneath here. Y'all know I did the whole spiel about the concealer. I feel as though this kind of helps us out to give that look without having to deal with having to blend out a concealer. But as you can see, it is a little darker than what we have here. So I don't want to go in too much with this right underneath the eye, but I am going to take a little bit to use kind of as an ombre from the darker shade up to the lighter shade. I am gonna go ahead and dip also into the highlight in this palette. I feel like I can use this palette, you know, to its full potential and use everything in it. So I'm gonna take the highlight shade and I'm gonna go in and actually use it as a highlighter a little bit on my nose, my cupid's bow. We gonna do the eyes, y'all. Just chill. It's gonna happen. And this little fan brush is from Alamar Cosmetics. Super, super cute and perfect for like highlight application. So speaking of Alamar Cosmetics, I want to use their Colorette Blush Trio. This one is in Dark Rich, and inside we do have more of a pinky tone blush, a more orangey, redder tone, and a deep like burgundy type of blush. I am actually going to go in first with Twin Flame, which is this middle shade, and go ahead and pat that onto my cheeks. When I'm going full coverage, I've been loving more of a orangey tone blush versus like a pinky tone blush. And I feel like that orange tone looks beautiful on my skin complexion as well. I just feel like there's a way to do like a full coverage bead and not look super duper like crazy. I feel like that's one of the reasons why full coverage beads have kind of gone out of style. People have been more leaning towards, you know, the skin breathing, the skin coming through. But also, I just feel like it's about how you do it as well. You don't have to look, you know, super duper like made up to do full coverage. You just gotta use the right products, the right tools, and know your placement. I'm gonna go ahead and spray my face. I am actually going to use this Rose Makeup Fixer from OFRA Cosmetics, which smells divine. And then we about to zoom in for these eyes, sis. Come on. So I wanted to pull out a palette that I have not used as of yet. And we just got this in the mail. This is the Lust for Dust Colourpop palette. Somebody asked me how long it's been since I went pink on my channel. We should do that today. It's been a second. I've been doing so good. I've been doing so good. Been doing so good. Oh yes, we're doing this. This is beautiful. Okay, this is Serve Child. So I'm gonna go into that and see. It's a little dark, but oh, and it's hold up. What's the fallout? What's the fallout? Okay, let's be careful about that. I'm just gonna work this into my creases with circular motions. So while I'm at it with this shade, I'm also gonna put it in my corners of my lower lash line. And I always say corners because when you put it all the way across, it really does close up the eye. So that's what I'm trying not to do. I don't know why I'm feeling like it's been a long time since we've done like a eye tutorial, like eyeshadow. Is it just me, y'all? Is that I'm feeling that way? Is it just me? All right, pink. Here we come. I am gonna go into Shaken. Shaken is right up here. Even how the brush is like going and dipping into it, it's just satisfying. I feel like my finger is gonna do this way more justice, but we gonna see, look, that did nothing. I'm gonna take my finger. I think it's the warmness of the finger that really like, yeah, it's the warmness of the finger. I feel that really just gives it that creamy vibe, which is how it is in the pan. It moves around when you put the brush into it, but you kind of got to use your finger to really get that same formula onto the eye. So I'm going to take the brush to kind of diffuse it, move it to the areas where I want to move it. Like I had some extra up here. I'm just kind of like doing like that. Oh, this is such a beautiful shade. Can we even say this is pink? You know, like, this not pink. I know I'll convince myself all day. Okay, so I am going to take the shade that's right next to that, Mixer, which is right here, and I'm gonna use that in between These two shades. Oh, that's pink, but that's pretty, like as an ombre type. Yes, please. I'm kind of using this in between. Come on, lighting. Okay, I'm kind of using this in between those two shades. And lastly, I am gonna finish taking Shaken. I don't think I wanna go into a different shade, like on the lid, like in the inner corner. So I'm gonna go into Shaken. So I went ahead and finished the eye. I am absolutely in love with this. I don't know if I wanna do a wing or if I wanna just go in with like a little bit of the darker shade, like along the bottom. So I know sometimes I do that to make it a little bit softer. Yeah, well, let's do that since I done already started Maya. Crazy. Yeah, just like that. Y'all see how that's like a little softer than going in with like a winged liner that's super like sharp. I'm gonna hit us with some mascara and throw on our lashes, and these lashes are from Galore London. Let me just say how happy I am to have on a pink look right now. It's been a long time, y'all. I've been a good girl. I've been a good girl, sis. I've been a good girl. So for lips, you guys know how much I love these Nabla Cupid's Arrows Stylo pencils. They're actually multi-use. I love them. I use arrow number 2 to line, and I'm actually gonna use arrow number 1 to fill in the middle. Because these can be used as lip liners, they can be used as lipstick, they can be used as eyeliners, they can be used to contour. Like, I absolutely love these from Nabla. I typically will use them for the lips though. Because look at that. Girl, why else would you use it for anything else but the lips? All right, y'all, this is our finished look. I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can see the vibes, and we gonna wrap this up. All right, my loves. So that wraps it up for today's video. I hope you guys really enjoyed this full coverage routine. It's been a second since we've done it, so I hope that it was helpful for you guys. Can we please just check the coverage, baby, and the foundation though? I love it. Thank you again to Lancome for sponsoring today's video. Make sure you guys do check out the Teint Idole Ultra Wear Foundation in the magic links below. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up. Comment below. Let me know what you thought about my routine. Also, make sure that you hit subscribe if you have not yet. And I will see y'all on the next video. Bye.